So I got me a new turkey gun, which was the Mossberg 940 Turkey Pro automatic. Shoots a 3-inch shell. I got the 18.5-inch barrel and wanted to show a review on how this gun does with a couple different chokes and a few different shells. I also wanted to kind of review how I like the sight I bought for this gun, which is the Holosun 507K. I got the green one. I really like how this sight sits on the gun, and I really like how the gun packs. Is what I like about the gun. It's compact, it's maneuverable. It feels real good when you're holding the gun to your cheek weld. It's just, the setup on this gun is nice. I found that the factory choke holds a more consistent pattern. I'm not going to say a tighter pattern or a better pattern, but it's what I like better. It holds a more consistent pattern with less gaps and less holes in the spread. I shot 3 different chokes out of this with a bunch of different loads in each choke. I shot the Jebs 655, the factory choke, which is a 670, and the Indian Creek 665. For some reason, the Indian Creek choke was shooting low on every shot. I don't know if it's that wad stripping technology, but so we're going to watch day 1 we shoot the Jebs in the factory, and then day 2 we kind of shoot the Longbeard or the Indian Creek and compare it. So we're going to see several different loads and 3 different chokes in this gun. We go everywhere from Remington Nitro to Longbeard XR to regular Winchester XX to Magnum Blend to even a Kent Shot. There's just several different loads and choke combinations you're going to see. Personally, like I said, I like the factory. Now, none of these companies are paying me. Nobody sent me anything. I bought all this with my money or borrowed it. The Indian Creek was my dad's choke. So none of these companies are paying me anything or sent me anything. This is all bought with my money. But now this is what does good out of my gun, out of my setup. Yours may be different, but for me, I like the factory choke and I like the Magnum Blend shell. All conventional, lead here except for the Magnum Blend, but no true TSS in this video. So we'll see what you think. So getting back here, adjusting the old turkey gun, the brand new turkey gun. And this is kind of double review of my gun, which is a 940 Turkey Pro Mossberg automatic 12 gauge with a short barrel, and the new Holosun sight I put on it. One negative drawback I've come across now, but I don't think it's really negative, it's just not a way to fix this, is I forgot the little tool to adjust the Holosun sight. And we've tried everything. We've tried knives and key rings and sticks and everything to adjust it, but I had to come out to the closest store and buy an eyeglass repair kit. Hopefully that will fit it. So this just is not your normal sight that you can adjust with a shell casing or a spent shell or a coin. So don't forget your tool that you use to adjust it. I'm trying to get back before it gets dark because we're losing daylight, and get up here and see what happens. That is the factory choke with the Winchester XX number 5 shot 3-inch, just a regular Supreme XX at 40 yards. So not a great pattern. We're going to try Jebs choke with the same shell. And this is a Jebs choke 655 with a XX Winchester. That's the Jebs with the XX. There ain't much difference at all. Actually, the factory might be a little bit better. I don't know if you can see that, but that's 40 yards with the Jebs. Now that's just a XX shell. Still would have been a dead turkey, but Longbeard XR number 5 with the Jebs choke we're going to shoot next. I'm shooting low. Let's see, flip it around. But the Longbeard did a lot better pattern out of the Jebs than XX. But we definitely need to raise it up if that's what we're shooting. Hevi Shot Magnum Blend out of the Jebs choke. We raised the gun up too. We raised it up too quick, so. That's 40 yards with a Magnum Blend, so it's a good pattern. Magnum Blend, 40 yards.
Jebs choke.
Jebs choke. That still ain't like my Indian Creek out of my Remington though. Longbeard XR number 5 out of the factory choking this. That's what it does. That's the Longbeard number 5 with the factory choke. Hold it up and we'll see the flip it around. Oh, there you go. I'm honest, I think that might be the best pattern so far with the factory choke. Factory choke, Magnum Blend, 3-inch Hevi Shot. That's the Magnum Blend factory. And I may have pulled. We decided to go with Magnum Blend. The factory choke was best, and we're gonna shoot at 25 to make sure the gun's on closer. I think we went with the Magnum Blend factory choke. That's 25 yards, I know, but that gives you an idea that your gun's not off. It may be a tad bit high, but at 25 yards, you want it shooting just a little bit high, because I shoot at the neck. So there you go. Just for good measure, we're going to shoot a Longbeard at 25, because we got about 5 minutes of daylight left. That's a Longbeard, and a lot of people would like that better, because that's tight. Personally, I like the other better. What do you think? I like the mic because you get a better. That's too tight. What do you think?
I like the
Magnum Blend better.
Gives me more room to mess up.
So I'm gonna try to do this video one-handed, and I've lost one of the targets. So, but to give you an idea, 40 yards is pushing the factory with my just a regular double X shell, which I like those shells up close. But this is it would have killed the turkey, don't get me wrong, but that's about blowing that pattern out at 40 yards. That's just a factory choke double X. Show you the back of the target to give you a fair comparison. There's the back of the target, factory double X. And here is the Jebs choke with just a double X Winchester Supreme. And really not a whole lot of difference. Actually like the factory choke a little bit better. That pattern's blowed out pretty good there. As you can see. Still would have killed the turkey, don't get me wrong. The Magnum Blend at 40 yards. So this is the Jebs choke with the Magnum Blend. Now, this Jebs is a tighter constriction than what I wanted. It was a 655. They didn't have a 665. Better pattern with the Magnum Blend, of course. Of course would have killed the turkey. I don't see that being a 55, 60 yard pattern because that's 40. And that's the Jebs. And this is the factory, which the factory shot, we shot a little right, probably pulled. I honestly think the factory's holding a better pattern. That's the factory. But of course, pull them a little right. I'll put them down so we can compare side by side. That's the Jebs. And that's the factory. I mean, there's not much difference actually. If you look, the biggest, densest part is kind of in the middle with the Jebs. But the factory, we kind of shot right, so I mean, not a whole lot of difference actually. I like the factory because you got more consistency in your densest pattern here versus you really don't have a dense pattern here. If you compare, this is the factory, and this is the Jebs Longbeard pattern versus the Magnum Blend factory. So the Magnum Blend factory is what we decided to go with as far as pattern, but I want to show you something, another reason I want to go with Magnum Blend over Winchester. When Longbeards first come out, I was a fan of them. And I still like them at a distance. Don't get me wrong. I keep one in my vest in case I'm hunting a field and a turkey I think he's going to hang up a long way. They're great. But I'm going to show you why I personally prefer Magnum Blend over Longbeard. People that shoot Longbeard need to realize this, that I'm not knocking the shell. They're great, and I'm trying not to be biased, but I'm going to show you why I prefer Magnum Blend. This is just me, my personal opinion. Neither one of these guys are sending me anything or paying me anything. This is why I prefer Magnum Blend over Longbeard. At 25 yards, which most of your turkey shots are going to be 30 yards and in, you know. That's a Longbeard. Now that is a tight pattern, which is good, but you don't have a lot of room for error. If you look at this, 25 yards, that's definitely a dead turkey, especially if his head would have been here. But the thing is, if you pull just a little bit, which Anthony shot this one. Not knocking Anthony, but if you pull with that Longbeard up close, it's very easy to miss. That's why I like a Longbeard at a distance, but 25 yards and in, it's so easy to miss. But I mean, definitely would have got the turkey. I'm not saying that. I mean, great pattern. It's just a tight pattern. You see how tight that is? Look at this Longbeard. I mean, look at this Magnum Blend. This is 25 yards Magnum Blend. Anywhere that turkey's going, which my gun was shooting a little bit high at 25 yards, which is about what you want. Anywhere he puts his head in that pattern, he's a dead turkey. Look at the back of this Magnum Blend at 25 yards. I mean, you just get a good, consistent pattern. At 25 yards, that's about as good a pattern as you can get. Of course, you got some small groups, a few little holes, but not much. With the Longbeard, you got that. You got some bigger gaps up close here. Here, the consistency of your pattern is about the size of your fist. Versus here, you know, you still got about more like a dinner plate. So that's me personally. Oh, actually, we're gonna try out. Come and stole Daddy's Indian Creek choke that fits this gun. So for good measure, it's the second day. We're gonna see if this Indian Creek will outdo the Jebs and the factory choke in the 940. I want to see what it does with just a regular Winchester Supreme, because I know both those wasn't too good with just a regular 3-inch Winchester Supreme number 5. This is the Indian Creek 660. It's the only constriction they make for this gun, from what I can tell on the website. So here it is, Winchester Supreme number 5. 40 yards. I think that the Indian Creek is definitely better at 40 yards with a cheap shell. Let's try a Longbeard on the turkey target and see what it does. That Indian Creek with a double X did way better. We're gonna shoot a Longbeard at 40 out of the Indian Creek, wasting shells, but and in all fairness, that was not a turkey target, but it looked like it was a lot better pattern than them other two chokes with a double X. Now that's cheap shell, so that's one of the reasons I like an Indian Creek. It shoots cheap shells good, it shoots expensive shells good. So we're gonna try a Longbeard. Daddy's went out here and put up the turkey target. We're gonna see what this does at 40 yards. So I've wasted about 5 Longbeards figuring this out. The Indian Creek choke causes the gun to shoot low. And I think personally it's that wad stripping technology. Hold this one up. So if you see, but with that being said, and every shot we shot with Indian Creek was shooting low, I think it's where it's that wad stripping technology. Shoots low. There's your pattern. But I'll be honest with you, I think be honest with you, I think the factory choke, me and Daddy both thinks the factory choke just holds a whole lot better pattern, more consistent. I was shooting here, it shoots high, but I think the factory choke actually holds a better pattern. We're getting Daddy's gun shot in. Put a red dot on it, so the old man. Ready? You need that many turkeys to kill? Say. You need that many to shoot at? Huh? You're gonna lose the rest of them. Hey, what you want me to do? Hold them. There's Daddy's Longbeard 3.5. 72-year-old man shooting a 3.5 Longbeard out of the Indian Creek out of his Mossberg at 40 yards. What'd you do? Can't really tell. Its target's just small. Good turkey. Just for fun, we're gonna shoot. I've got some of these Ultimate Turkey Kent 3-inch shells. I'm gonna see what these do at 40 yards. Kent was a blood bust. I mean, it probably maybe killed the turkey, but it's not a good 40-yard pattern. Not that too much. One last shell. Remington Nitro turkey number 5, 3-inch at 40 yards. The Remington Nitro turkey is a lot better than the Kent, that's for sure. It's a lot better than the Kent shell. Oh yeah. The conclusion on this beautiful day is, if you buy, in my case anyway, your gun may be different, but if you buy a 940 Turkey Pro Mossberg, the factory choke, at least the factory choke that comes with mine, because now I've heard there's 2 different factory chokes. One in my gun is a 670 Constriction. It's pretty hard to beat. I've tried the Indian Creek. It was shooting a lot lower than the others. The Jebs, I didn't get to try an avian because it had a gap in it. The Indian Creek had a little bit of a gap in where the threaded down part was, but I think it's just the way the gun's made. But the factory choke is pretty good. It's hard to beat. I couldn't beat it. I shot Magnum Blend. I shot Longbeards, no TSS, and double X and Remington. The only thing I did notice, if you're going to shoot like a double X, or I didn't really try the Remington, but if you're going to shoot like just a straight double X, I did notice a double X out of the Indian Creek held just a little bit tighter pattern than the factory choke. But the factory choke with the Longbeard or Magnum Blend in this case had a more consistent pattern. I don't want to say a tighter pattern, but a more consistent pattern with less gaps and less flyers. So I think the factory choke has done the deal. I dialed her in, clicked her down one and left 2 and got her at dead center. So I like doing that because up close, if you're not careful, you'll miss a turkey. So you can't judge it at 40 yards. You got to go about a 20-25 yard shot. See. Also, real quick, got my wife to get on Amazon. It doesn't come with this little cover, but you can get 2 of these on Amazon for like $9. And this little cover actually to store it in the safe or when I'm going deep in the woods. Snaps on real easy, keeps the sight cover, keeps it from getting dinged up and scratched up. So I highly recommend, I've not used it, but common sense, highly recommend getting one of these to keep on your gun, especially while you're going into the woods. But that's the sight.